Well, you may look at this raggedy bird and not see riches, but that's because you're not Arlan Galbraith, Canada's Pigeon King. He's building a $1 million enterprise with creatures best known for making their mark on windshields. So why are U.S. authorities homing in on his business? Steve Fischer now on the man who's either perched on an empire or a scheme.
A couple of years ago, farmer Ken Wagler renovated a shed and invested more than $20,000 in a small flock of pigeons. He's already made back all of his initial investment.
I don't know of too many ventures in farming today that will return your money that quickly.
Wagler is one of hundreds of farmers who've signed up with Pigeon King International. It's a Waterloo-based company that both sells the farms the pigeons and then buys back all the offspring. Right now that business is flying high, but is it headed for a crash landing?
Arlan Galbraith started Pigeon King International. In the past couple of years, he's developed a huge inventory, with several barns like this housing 10,000 birds or more. All are destined for new growers.
I'm totally convinced that I can save the family farm with pigeons.
Pigeon King International now has 700 growers under contract. Many have invested $100,000 or more to buy their breeding stock, paying up to $500 per pair of birds. In return, PKI agrees to buy all the offspring for up to $50 a bird. Bill Topp now drives a truck, but he used to be PKI's main salesman in the U.S. He quit a couple of years ago, concerned the business just can't sustain itself.
If he cannot find new growers, he won't be able to sustain the growers that he has now by enabling them to pay them.
Galbraith says that won't be a problem.
The number of growers, the 700 growers that we have now, are a tiny minority of the number of people that want to breed pigeons for us.
I wouldn't buy his birds.
Galbraith's detractors include pigeon hobbyists like Ken Knight. He says PKI birds are not good enough quality to be sold for sport and are too small to be used as meat birds or squab, a delicacy served in Asian and specialty restaurants.
Those pigeons have no end market that is obvious to me anyway.
Government officials in both Canada and the U.S. are now expressing concern. Under pressure from the Attorney General in Iowa, the company has agreed to stop selling pigeons in the state. Police in Ontario are gathering information about PKI, but say they found no evidence the company is doing anything illegal.
We have not received one complaint from any investor into Pigeon King International.
Galbraith says his plan is to eventually set up a processing plant. He says he believes there is a vast, untapped market for squab if it can be delivered at a cheap price. If he's wrong, hundreds of farmers like Ken Wagler will be left with barns full of pigeons that nobody wants. Steve Fischer, CBC News, near Stratford, Ontario.